Good morning, Chairman Stile, Ranking Member Morelli, and members of the committee. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you here today. I welcome the chance to answer your questions about the National Museum of American History and the Smithsonian Institution, and I appreciate the committee's important oversight role. As an historian, I have spent my career studying, teaching, and preserving the history of the United States. My family has served this nation since the Revolutionary War, and I was raised with a deep sense of obligation to this country and to the democratic ideals that it asks each generation to uphold. Since 2019, I have been honored to serve as the Elizabeth Macmillan Director of your National Museum of American History, home of the Star-Spangled Banner. It is a true honor to serve alongside my devoted fellow public servants who staff the museum, and I'm immensely proud of our work. Of course, Congress created the Smithsonian Institution in 1846 with an aspirational mission for the increase and diffusion of knowledge for all. And as you know, it's an independent trust instrumentality outside the executive branch and governed by a board of regents that, of course, includes all three branches and the 9 citizens appointed by a joint resolution. The Smithsonian takes the concerns raised in the White House Domestic Policy Council's report seriously. And as we continue to fact-check the report, we unwaveringly attest that it does not fairly or accurately characterize the full body of work at the museum. There is always room for improvement, but I also know the beauty, the inspiration, and the expertise that exists in our collections and our exhibitions and our programming. When a family walks through our doors free of charge, as 2 million people did last year, they find the desk on which Thomas Jefferson drafted the Declaration of Independence, Horatio Greenhour's magnificent statue of George Washington, Abraham Lincoln's top hat, the Greensboro lunch counter, the gowns of the First Ladies, and the stories of Americans in uniform. They find the inventions that changed the world and the ordinary Americans who built it. I have watched 10-year-olds with their families stand in front of the Star-Spangled Banner with their hands over their hearts. No one told them to. That is the National Museum of American History at its most powerful. Patriotism not instructed but inspired. Our work is governed by the Smithsonian's standards of scholarship, accuracy, independence, and nonpartisanship. The museum does not take sides in America's political debates. We preserve and document the evidence of American life in all its breadth so that the public can encounter the past and draw their own conclusions. We are also always learning. When visitors, scholars, members of Congress, veterans, teachers tell us we've gotten something wrong or only half right, we take it seriously, and we make changes when the evidence supports it. And when historians talk about reframing a traditional narrative, we do not mean erasing it. We mean adding the evidence, the voices, the objects that earlier tellings left out, so that more Americans can see themselves in the national story. We honor the Declaration, the Revolution, the Constitution, our national symbols, and we tell the truth about the times in which the country fell short of its own founding ideals. Telling our history fully is a form of respect for the American people and a commitment to constantly being in pursuit of that perfect union. I hope that you will judge the museum the way the American people do, by what's on its walls and what's in its care. Please accept our sincere invitation to come visit, walk the building with me, stand in front of the Star-Spangled Banner in awe. I believe what you shall find is not an institution that has forgotten its country, but one that loves it enough to tell the full sweep of our history, the triumphs and the struggles. I love the United States of America. I consider it the privilege of my career to help preserve its treasures and to serve the American people. I'm very grateful for the committee's work and happy to be here with you today. Thank you, sir.